don't waste your time when I'm not interested. So, yeah, like, have a good night. And, you know, I was nice enough about it. I wasn't, like, a bitch or anything.
Sure.
And then I'm walking away, and Buddy grabs my arm. And I'm like, hello? And he's like, do you know what I like best about myself? I'm like...
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm like, what? And he's like, my wallet can crush anyone. So I'm like, oh.
Really?
Really? He's like, yeah, I drive an R8. I'm like, cool. Go drive your car then. Like,
yeah. So after he basically assaulted you by grabbing you, I mean, that's not a way to approach women for anyone walking.
No, don't do that.
Or anyone in particular. I mean, and second of all, why do you want to attract someone based on the size of your wallet regardless? I mean, did you collect all that money just to be...
small king problems,
Yeah, money.
He's got a little weenie.
Yeah. He's got yeah. So this is... So you think this is an overcompensating issue?
Well, I mean, that's what it sounds like, and that's kind of what it comes off as. And, yeah, definitely not into it. I don't really care what car you drive. If you drive a nice car, cool. Like,
right.
But, like...
You prefer a larger penis, apparently.
Absolutely.
I don't think we've had anyone on the show yet who's opted for the larger.
Sure. Where's my cock pump at? Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Oh, that's funny.
So back to this guy that sort of tried to tell you he was loaded. Yeah. He drives an R8, which is an Audi, right?
Yes.
And what did he tell you about his job, or what did he?
No, because I walked away after that. I'm like, first of all, I already told you I'm not interested. Leave me alone. Mm-hmm. I think those were the words that came out of my mouth. But it was a long time ago, so I don't quite remember. But I remember the wallet and the R8 and him, like, grabbing my arm and stuff. And it was just like, really, I get that a lot, though, too, at the bars where
Is it aggressive? Is it an aggressive environment?
Yeah, sometimes it is. Like,
see, this is the shit that worries me, man. I mean, guys need to learn a lesson about how to approach women, and this is where we want them to learn how to do it properly, because somewhere along the line, they got it mixed up that this kind of stuff is acceptable, and it's not.
No, I didn't. Like, honestly, maybe if these guys think that they, like, have nothing to lose, I don't know if that's it, but...
Well, jail's a start. but anyway.
Yeah. I mean, no one's been, like, that, like, physically aggressive. Like, when you grabbed my arm, it really wasn't. It was just more like a, hey, like, don't walk away. Like, I'm trying to tell you how awesome I am. And I'm like, well...
Yeah, is that ever a reason to grab anyone's arm?
No, like, I already told you, like, I wasn't beating around the bush at all. Like, I legit told you I'm not interested.
Yeah.
And I feel like I get that at the bar quite a bit, where guys will come up to me and I'm clearly not sending out the vibes, and I'm like, yeah, like, talk to me. Like,
sure.
You know? Yeah. And they just continue to talk to me. I'm just like, oh my god, someone's saving me. Where are all my friends? Like,
right.
And it just happens to be at a moment where, like, you know, someone's gone to the bathroom or someone's grabbing a drink or whatever, and they've left, and I'm like, oh, just hold down the table. Yeah. And it's like,
they know when to swarm you, huh? Okay. So you are a sweet individual, and obviously there is a proper way to approach you. So let's see, what would that be, especially in a bar environment. I mean, when you go to the bar, let's get this out of the way too. You're not always going to pick up by any means, right? You're going sometimes just to have fun with your friends.
Absolutely, and that's most of it. Actually, that's all the time. I actually never go to the bar in intention to pick up a guy.
Do a lot of women go to the bar with that intention?
I think some of them do.
Some of them do, but like, what do you think the ratio is of that? 50-50? It's tough to tell.
It's hard to say, but yeah. Like, I have friends that it's like, if they don't go home with someone at the end of the night, they're pissed.
Really?
Yeah, or they feel shitty about themselves. And then I have friends that legit just go out, just have fun with, like, their friends. And,
sure.
Yeah.
So Vinny Chase is probably wondering who your friends are right now. Anyway. Yeah. Name numbers on the way out, right?
Excellent.
Well, I think that's important to talk about, because when you go to the bar, I think a lot of guys are under the impression that you're there because you want to get laid. And although that might be the case for some people, don't continually pursue someone that's obviously not interested.
Absolutely. And I mean, I go out, I flirt. I'm a big flirt. Flirt. You know, I like talking to people.
Yeah, fair enough.
And whatnot, as long as I'm receptive to it. If I'm like kind of like trying to back away from you, and I look uncomfortable, I'm like doing something weird with my hands, or like,
so fidgeting is a key. That
I'm like super fidgety if I'm uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, like if someone's talking to me, I'm like, I do this. I don't know. I just I'm like, okay.
You see, this is important stuff, because I feel like at this day and age, we're so disconnected and into social media, and sort of we're missing out on the human signals of whether or not you're engaging in the conversation, or
and that's what I think it is. Like,
so do you think a lot of these guys just don't know? And we're saying guys because guys approach you in this situation, but it could be.
I've had females approach me too.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So you're giving out a few different vibes then.
Apparently.
Perfect. Well, love is love. We strongly believe that here. So, so what can we say now? Now that you're single, now that you might be at the bar and open to, or at least receptive to a conversation, the guy obviously needs to come up and say something intelligent to catch your attention.
For sure.
Instead of, we know you don't like small talk.
No, I don't.
So what would be something that you'd want to hear? Something clever?
I don't know. I kind of like funny.
You like funny?
Like, if it was like one of those like stupid, cheesy like dad jokes, I'd probably laugh and be like, "Okay, you're funny."
Okay, so yeah, so you like cheesy humor?
I do.
Cool.
You know, I like magic tricks.
Magic tricks.
This is the girl that those old pickup artist people would go into the bars and
they fucking kill it with.
Cards.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The old school pickup. Well, that's so funny because I went on a tour with a magician, but he just recently had a pretty funny act too. We were over in Europe together.
Yeah.
But he just recently got hitched. Well, not hitched up, but he's happily in a relationship.
Okay.
And he was a male stripper before, so you might have liked that. I mean, I'm assuming you have to have a rather large cock to be a male stripper for the most part. So.
Yes. So.
Well, so if he has a large dick, then I like him. Is that
You like him? Well, I don't know. I mean, apparently, it doesn't. Apparently, it doesn't hurt for you, right?
Well, sometimes it hurts.
That was perfect. Okay. And that's your sense of humor coming out. I like that.
It must be the wine.
It must be the wine. Fill her up. Let's fill her up with some more wine. Here, you got it? Go ahead. Sure. So, okay. So tell me, how are you planning on pursuing the single life at this day and age? Are you on any sort of Tinder apps or Bumble apps or anything like that?
Oh God. Okay. Well,
let's talk about that. Have you done those before?
When my ex and I broke up, I had Tinder for a day.
A day.
And you know, I was like, okay. I'm like, I was sad. Like, it was really sad because, I mean, I was with him for so long, and it was just an adjustment, and at the time, it just like it didn't feel right. I was like, this doesn't feel right. Why am I so sad? Like, you know what I mean? And then I was like, you know what? Let's just get Tinder for a day. Like, you know,
see how it is.
Let's just see how it is. Entertain myself for a bit.
That can validate though. It can make you feel pretty good, probably.
I deleted it like
right away.
After, just because I'm like, okay. Like, this is weird. I have all these people that are like, you know, messaging me, and it's just they're all after the one thing. And like, honestly, everybody likes sex. Like, you know, I think anyways, right? But,
I agree. Not everyone. I mean, people have had traumatic experiences, but for the most part,
that's true. For the most part, everyone likes sex, but like for me, it needs to be more than just that. And
so you need a connection.
Yeah, those apps. That's all I feel it's about, right?
Sure.
I mean, not always. Like, you know, I have friends that have met like their significant other, like Plenty of Fish, or like those kind of sites, but it's so hard to do that, I find. Yeah.
I don't think you're going to be hurting by where you work. I think men will just come in and naturally hit on you. They have to have over the last 6 years, right?
Yeah, I've had a few.
Yeah, sure. So you're not in a position where you're not going to be approached by any means.
I'm not worried.
You're not worried? Okay, I like that confidence.
I'm not worried.
So, but you're not going to go to the online world. You're going to stick it out the old-fashioned way?
I think so. Unless there's really nothing
like
coming my way, then
right.
maybe I will. But like, I just don't foresee that being like an outlet for me.
So how long is too long without sex for Alana?
Ooh.
Because I feel like that's going to be the deciding factor of whether or not you join onto these online sites.
It all depends on how busy I am. If I'm not keeping myself busy and stuff, then like, you know, like maybe even like a few days would be like too much, or like a week. You never know. Like, it all depends, or like
right.
a month. But like, if I'm keeping myself busy and doing like things that I love to do, then like it's really in the back of my mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you consider yourself to be a sexual woman?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to feel that a little more tonight than previously, but.
Yes.
So, when it comes to sex, besides the size of the guy's unit, what else do you like to do in the bedroom? I mean, what's a turn on for you? Not necessarily what position's your favorite, but what kind of things get your oven going?
I think it's important to, I don't know, I think it's really important to connect with the person that you're sleeping with, first of all.
Sure.
I don't really like the whole meaningless sex kind of thing.
So there's a lot of that going on now, though, is there not?
There is.
Yeah.
There is, but then I think it starts off that way, and then you catch feelings.
Yeah. See, right? I don't ever think you can do the friends like. Well, some people have that I've known have done it successfully, the friends with benefits thing. But like,
right?
I don't know. I kind of feel like one party always develops feelings of.
And that's what they say. They say that one person is always going to get hurt.
Even if they're not vocal about it.
Yeah.
Like
right.
I feel that still happens.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks to be that person.
So you're sure you have been that person? I've been that person, I think.
I don't know if I have. I'd have to think about it.
I think I've done, I've fallen in love with the sex. I mean, sometimes it starts out and you're like, alcohol's involved or was involved in my past a lot.
Yeah.
There's a big correlation between drinking, I've found, and how much you get laid. Basically because you're going out more too and you're meeting more people.
Right.
But when you have good sex or when you sort of have that connection and maybe it starts off meaningless like you're saying, it's funny because some people prefer to build the connection before they have sex, and other people, the great sex leads to a connection.
I don't think that happens anymore.
You don't think so?
I feel like a lot of people just jump right into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I think that's a new trend. I think people are more open and expressive than ever before.
Yeah, well, it's just like one date and then it's like, bang.
Well, do you think that has to do with, and this is the interesting thing, is do you think that's progress for women? Because remember how it used to be like a big no-no, like no, you don't kiss on the first date or you're going to be called a whore, but now things are kind of becoming more equal where women are out there expressing their sexuality, they know what they want. If they just want to fuck and they just want to come, there's vocal women out there that will say that, right?
Oh, for sure. Like I know some.
Yeah, fair enough, right? Yeah. So I agree with you, but do you think that could be looked at in two different ways? I mean, that could also be looked at in terms of female empowerment because now it's like, well, I don't give a shit what men think. I'm doing my own thing. This is what I want.
Right. I mean, I guess so. I see both sides. I still like to kind of keep it like ladylike, though.
Absolutely, and I think that's more attractive as well, in my own personal opinion.
I'm not very vulgar. I'm not a vulgar person.
So, have you ever done any BDSM type stuff?
Like, what do you mean?
BDSM is like anything where it's bondage, discipline, dominant, submissive, sadomasochist.
Well, I mean, no bondage.
Okay, but does 50... Okay, for example, I always go to 50
Shades of Alana.
Well, yeah, 50 Shades of Alana.
It's an interesting story.
Right. I bet it is. But because that movie became so popular, I'm always curious now if that's been like something that you've kind of considered in the bedroom, done in the bedroom, or has it been approached more frequently by the men that you've dated?
Sorry, Mom, but like I mean, like I like a little rough, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So hair pull and things like that, a little bit.
A little bit choking. I mean, like who doesn't like that?
Yeah, sure. As long as it's consensual, obviously.
Obviously, and I mean, if my face turns blue, then you know to stop.
Harder.
You know to stop.
So
and I'm like,
have you talked about safe words with your partner before? Have you ever used a safe word?
Never used a safe word.
You've just kind of grabbed and if it's been too tight, or?
I can't breathe.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're like really like aware of what's going on, though, they should be able to tell that, like, you know, I'm dying right now, like I can't breathe. But,
sure.
I mean, I've had friends that have made up safe words like chimichanga or something like something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
but,
sure.
Personally, I've never had one.
Really?
Really.
Well, typically, the easiest way to develop a safe word is the stoplights, right? So red, yellow, green. So I mean, if you're being choked by someone and you're okay with that, you just sort of say, and therefore, if they're wondering, you keep saying green. If they're getting close, you say yellow. Red is, I'm going to fucking pass out. Yeah. So get your hands off me.
Well, and I think the guys that I've been with, at least, have always been afraid to like hurt me.
Yeah.
So
I think
they're always fairly aware of what's going on. So
would you say that the guys that you've been with, because you said you've dated some pretty fit, muscly dudes, right?
Yes.
So they're almost afraid of their own strength towards you. But would you have preferred it if they were a little bit harder on you?
I mean, there's been some guys where I'm like, oh, come on.
Like, use that shit? Yeah.
Not necessarily the ones recently, but like exes in the past too, where it's just like, oh my god, come on.
Like be a little rough, take me and show me your manliness.
Like, oh my god, well, I'm asking for it. So,
yeah, fair enough.
You know.
See, I think that's a good thing though. It's showing that men are like very conscious of the fact that they don't want to actually hurt you, but they want to.
I've dated sweet guys.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Regardless of their commitment issues. They've been sweet.
Okay, so let's talk about commitment issues. Let's get into those because that's the next step. So some of these relationships obviously didn't work out because of commitment issues, I'm assuming?
Yeah, so